This question has a function up here and an interval, and they want us to find the absolute max, absolute min. Okay, so how do we find absolute maxes and mins? What do we do? Well, basically, step one, take the derivative. Well, let's write it. Step one, f prime of x, and you set it equal to 0. So I'm going to take this function, take the derivative. This part's just 0. This 2 comes down, minus 10x to the 1, right? Subtract 1 from the power. And I'm going to set it equal to, I want to know what makes that derivative 0. Solve for x there. So that's not hard to solve for. And I'll just say solve for x. So divide by negative 10. That's pretty straight ahead. X is just 0, huh? So x equals 0. Okay, step two, make a table with left and right endpoints and all critical values. This is the critical value. Critical value is found when we set the derivative to 0. So when you set the first derivative to 0, you get critical values. So make a table. What kind of table? So I'm going to just go like this, make a table, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to take the different x values. It's okay. So I'm going to go x equals 0. Whoops, kind of scribbly. X is 0. I'm going to go x is the two endpoints. What's the left? This is the left. This is the right. Negative 3 and positive 2. Put a little more room here for us. Okay, so negative 3. Maybe we'll have enough room. And positive 2. Any order doesn't really matter. You're just going to make a table with the left and the right endpoints and all critical values. Okay, and what's going to be on the other side? The function f of x, 4 minus 5x squared. 4 minus 5x squared. Like that. And then just plug them in. Literally just plug them in. So 4 minus 5 times 0 squared. That's just 4. And then the next one is 4 minus 5 times negative 3 squared. You can use Desmos. I'm just going to, I'll do it. 4 minus 5 times negative 3 squared. 4 minus 5 times negative 3 squared. So 4 minus 5 times negative 3 squared. Negative 41. Negative 41. And then last, we're going to go 4 minus 5 times 2 squared. 4 minus 5 times 2 squared. Go to Desmos. 4 minus 5. And I'll just make this 2. 2 squared. What do I get? Negative 16. Negative 16. Okay. So that'll tell you that. So who's then you can pick the winners, the mins and the maxes. So who is the biggest? This is the max. It's the highest number. 4 is higher than either number. And this one is the min. This is the lowest, the most negative. And so that's the absolute. So the absolute max is 4, 4. That happens at x equals 0, right? X equals 0, max 4. The min, negative 41, which happens at x is negative 3. X is negative 3. So that's how we do absolute max and mins. Because essentially what we're doing to find the absolute max and mins is we're checking the two endpoints, right? Because you have a function. Let me make sure that makes sense. You have a function that's going from where negative 3 to positive 2. And so, and it had a minimum back here. So it was lowest here, and then it went highest and kind of came back down. So this turned out to be the max. This turned out to be the min. So, and then it kind of stopped somewhere else. So you never know. So you got to find this is the critical point we found where the slope was 0. So the maximum can be at a critical point, or it could be at one of the endpoints. Turns out the minimum is that endpoint, the maximum was that, but it could be all different things. So you got to check the two endpoints and you got to check the critical values in the middle. Just check them all in a big table, just plugging into the function. The highest one is the max, the lowest one is the min. And there we go.